Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat and today is Thursday, June 20th, 2019. Today is more of the Pyanodon's playthrough. I'm just going to bring the mic a little bit closer to me and position it with enough space because I know that it's highly likely that I'm going to end up like this, like scrunched down at some point, so I want to make sure that my mic can accommodate me shifting around and all of that. So as per usual, let's look at this, see, okay, that's the one that I just can't update for this particular playthrough. Now what I'm going to do is grab the there we go. Grab the to-do list and add this one to our install. And the reason is because I want to start using this as like an in-game editor to do my planning. Particularly because while I have been doing this planning in a separate notepad document, you can't see it. And it doesn't really make sense having my notepad document, doing a screen capture and having the notepad document up on the screen in front of the game when I can have it in game in some way, shape, or form. Anyway, the title of today's stream, maybe not today's video, but definitely today's stream, is Work on Circuit 2 Begins. That is right. I am going to, at this point, start focusing on getting to Circuit 2s. Now, I did go through and I did start planning things. In particular, I noticed a few things that were wrong. Yeah, that needs to be connected. So, I have 12 of these machines, and yet all but 3 of them were not moving because they were fully backed up. Now, it does appear as if by having 12 of these, I am making 4 units per second of graphite, which, yeah, that's a bit more than what I need. Heck, just these 3 were producing approximately what I needed for the graphite. And there was an issue up at the hot air pipe going up to the titanium, because right here, as you can see, there's no underground. This is a standard pipe, not an underground. So I have to put an underground there, and that will get the titanium flowing again. You can see that the titanium, for a long time, apparently, has only really had this one lane of plates. And, I mean, the demand on titanium is incredibly low, but it has been decreasing. And it's been incredibly low just because of what rubber demand I have, basically. Yeah. So, what is on the agenda after doing those 2 things? There's also a bit of a lack of ash getting to the phosphoric acid production area, That is simply because I'm doing an output priority left here. This will back up, but I'm thinking let's not do a priority there. And instead, what I will do is I will hook up the remaining ash production at this point onto the line. Now, speaking of ash, ash is being produced right here, and it is being burned. I no longer wish to do this, so it will be routed all the way up to where I have my ash. Now, where do I have my ash? Right up there. This will mean I need to do that. And this will just increase the amount of ash going down the line for me. And I can remove this and grab the, all these beautiful inserters and these burners, because I no longer need to burn any of this. Now, it seems that I have had the correct idea when it comes to, burning excess things to keep other things moving, because it does appear as if that's going to be necessary when gathering... Really now. When gathering things like silver and gold, because I will be most likely overproducing on the amount of lead and chromium, in particular for silver and gold. So any excess over current demand on lead and chromium needs to be burned. Also, what is up with this? Okay. Something's happening with copper. I don't know what. Don't really care what. Being completely honest. I've hit lots of things, clearly. Any other ash being produced that I should send up? I know I have this chest with a whole bunch of ash that I could send out, but I mean, that's basically just a buffer that I should keep around just in case. I think all other... I think that's it on the ash. Yeah, I don't think I'm producing any more of the ash. I still need to fix the water here, which I suppose I should just do. Is this a good kind of backup? I think this is a good... I think this is a good kind of backup. I need to go over here anyway to get more radars down. Yeah, it looks like things are broken here on the copper, and I'm not having any copper come out because of some bottleneck in the system on the copper plate front. So there's something somewhere that excess needs to be demolished, I suppose. Okay, where's my nearest vehicle? Both my vehicles are down here. What I will do is I will grab some of those. I will also grab... Oh good, I have plenty of those. And I have like 693 underground pipes, so we should be good on that front. Also, I have a backup of duralumin now, which is absolutely wonderful. You can see just how much I'm producing now of this stuff. So that's fantastic. First thing I'm going to do is fix the copper, figure out what's wrong with the copper. Off we go. So, Circuit 2. To-do list. Add new. Title. Circuit 2. Start making Circuit 2. And I'm gonna basically keep adding tasks of things that I need for Circuit 2. So I will do it like this. So this is optical fiber. Actually, just so that I know whether or not it's what I'm currently working on, I'll leave it unassigned. Diodes. Microchip. Resistor 2. Transistor 2. Capacitor 2. Inductor 2. Circuit board 1, which we're already making, so I don't need a task for that unless I want to make even more circuit 1, and then printed circuit substrate 2. And then one more thing, solder. So that's the final components, okay? That's the final components in circuit board 2. Let me just make sure that I am at least remotely centered. Alright, so that's final components. The biggest issue with circuit board 2, I think, ends up being Kevlar. Like, that's the one of, if not the longest chain, is Kevlar, which gets used in optical fiber. But one of the components of Kevlar, which is nylon, is also required in printed circuit substrate 2 because it requires nylon parts, and nylon parts are made directly from nylon. Solder is easy enough, so I will basically work backwards here. So solder is... I edit this. The task is to pick a recipe between lead plus tin plus tar, or copper plus silver plus tin plus tar. Now the copper, silver, and tin and tar is twice the production as lead and tin by itself with tar. Now I have the tar, I have the copper, and I have the tin. I don't have silver, but silver is made in the lead processing chain. So this would mean when I start making solder, I have the option of I can do the lead processing chain to get silver, or I can just do the one that just needs the lead and tin and tar. So that is solder. The printed circuit substrate 2, so this is nylon, or this is copper plates plus nylon parts plus phenolic board plus tin plates plus etching solution. So as you might expect, let's add a task for lead processing chain for silver. Let's add a task for nylon. Let's add a task for the various components of nylon. So this would be phenol, which I'm going to do through phenol from cumene. Cumene from benzene and propene. Benzene from, and I have to decide what process I want to use for benzene. I'm leaning towards the coal water slurry fuel option. There are 3 current options I have on benzene. One is from Tholins, one is from the coal water slurry fuel, and one is through Nexlet plates, BTX, and steam. Now, as you might expect, that is a much more complicated process. Propene is lead, syngas, and steam, so I'm not even going to bother with the task for propene. This would also require blood meal, which, from fiberboard and blood. Blood is Zipier blood from Zipier processing, and fiberboard from sodium bisulfate. So what I'll be doing is or in this case it's sodium sulfate, and I'll make sodium sulfate from sodium bisulfate. So this is going to be a better fiberboard recipe that gives fiberboard without a lot of the extra byproducts. So this will give just fiberboard in the end, rather than what I'm currently doing in the circuit board 1 chain, which is fiberboard and tall oil and black liquor and whatever the other one is as a byproduct. Now there's more going down on the blood chain with the Zipiers. I'll need stone wool as the main other thing with that. But that's just going to be stone, coke, and steam, or coke, gravel, and creosote. So that's easy enough. The other... So, yeah, to-do list. Quite long, and that's just to get to nylon. Now, nylon parts is just nylon. That's fine. Kevlar will also need nylon, so I have to do this process for nylon regardless, and it's used in another piece of Kevlar for optical fibers, I think, is what those are used for. Anyway, enough with that to-do list for now. That is only the beginning, shall we say. So I want to take care of this issue with the copper first and foremost, and I'll work my way down. My drink today is coffee. Unfortunately, just regular coffee today, without any extra added to it, because I am all out of my glorious coconut almond milk. All out of it. It's a 48-ounce container that costs $4 each. So, yeah, A, I really can't have that all that often. B, when I do have it, it apparently only lasts 5 days. Since my purchase of it. Or, correction, I can make it last only 5 days. Okay, what is the ultimate bottleneck here? It is lack of hot air. You broke? I thought I fixed you and you were operating. You were operating without any issues whatsoever. And yet here we are, operating with issues. I need you moving at 100% efficiency. At least you. I need you to not ever back up. Yeah, there's my plates moving again. And this will get through the whole backup, and yeah, this will start moving again, and it will start making my glorious molten again. Okay, hopefully that solves the issue completely. Oh, as for etching solution, the etching solution will be a where even are you? Etching solution. Did I not? I didn't make a thing for etching solution. Etching solution. Via lard plus phosphoric plus sulfuric plus hydrogen peroxide. This is H2O2. If I remember my chemistry, my organic chem correctly. Which I'm very likely not. Car. Don't want to leave car behind. So what I wanted to do while I was out here, A, is go back. Always forgetting. Always forgetting. I want / need to place additional radars. Whole point, placing additional radar. Or at least part of point. Let's add 2. That way, a lot more will be revealed faster. Okay, work my way down. Volcanic area. Oh, I hate the slowdown. You make my car slow. Much too slow. Okay, this is the aluminium. Ugh. A pipe. Why a pipe? I'm probably gonna be mining this, by the way, at some point. That iron. The nice little iron patch. Start. Ugh. Do I have a radar here? I don't think I do. I do not. I donut. Now, I'm gonna bring the car over this direction, even though I'm going to have to come back to the water anyway, just because I want my car over here. Because I'll end up over here, and I don't want to, leave it behind, per se. I think this area needs a radar as well. Up there, that needs a radar. Got 2 radars right there. Probably don't need 2 at that spot, but no matter. I just need coverage of the rest of this so that I can see, hey, my backup is the actual plates. That's my backup. Now let's fix this darn water issue, this water throughput / lack of production issue. I think I need to add in 2 additional full lines of water here to meet the throughput demands. Pretty sure that's the case. Hello, oil. Really tempted to do the oil processing line. I can make sulfur mines. Where do you get the big derricks? It's like... Yeah, big derrick. Big. Or... Big oil derrick. Lock behind machines 3. Mega oil derrick. Oh boy. Behind machines 4. So I'm gonna guess that this requires a medium. Mediums require circuit board 2. And they require a small. So I can make smalls, but the issue, of course, being that means I can only currently tap smalls. And I don't know if I have good patches of small crude oil. Because those are big. I have plenty of big. But do I have enough small? That is a good question. Oh, the other thing I was going to look for is the salt mine. Yeah, I can make salt mines right now as well. Just for future reference. I think I might want those buildings. Because if there's one thing I have in spades, it's salt. Lots of salt. In case you couldn't tell, this is the land of salt. Quite literally, even. This is the land of salt. And it's not even just here, it's also here, too. And right there. And right there. 3.2 million of it. So, yeah, plenty of salt. Not even remotely worried about salt. Nah, let's not. La di 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 da. Just in case, I'm just placing down an extra. Run this pipe down. This will have the effect, by the way, of vastly increasing my production of glass to better keep up with my demands for red science, from red science. Also need to be considering increasing the production of wood overall. Do I want to do that using some of my tailings, though? Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. Okay, where does this sort of taper off? Right about here is where it tapers off So what I will do is right here say this is where this is connecting. And then the water is filling in. Now it should be okay that the things are connected because of the way the pipes are. Hello. Right. That's a thing that can happen. So now that there's sufficient water for even more of these machines, they can all now, you know, operate all at the same time. Which has the unintended consequence of putting me well over my current power production. Oops. So there were these things called oil generators. Or oil boilers, and I think they were in petroleum. Oil burners. Better than steam engines, not good as combustion turbines. We shall see. We shall see. Now, yes, I need to add another set of pipes, but with power being the way it is, it's sort of pointless to do that now. When I simply need more power. Must have more power. Now, here's one thing. If I pull up this again, it's looking like I'm running out of something for a turbine. It appears as if this is choked due to oh boy, I managed to get that in time. This is choked due to steam, even though these are killing steam. So that means I apparently need more of these. Lack of, of all things, lack of duralumin. Well, it's a good thing that I have just about as much duralumin as I could ever desire right near me. Now, is my issue that I am consuming... Yes. So I have... Basically, I have too many combustion turbines for what my machines here are producing. Now, I need to get rid of this steam. Unfortunately, you can't void steam, yet you can void water. Give me some regular pipes. Hell, I'll just do this. This... I mean, this is, actually not even enough. Because I didn't close the system, what I really need to do is... Gosh, what am I going to do with this? I don't even know. So the issue is, I have to deal with this water somehow. Right now, I have the water from these. Alright, so let's assume these three go at full. These guys need or produce up to 500 items per second. 500 per second. 4 cooling towers is apparently enough. So I just needed to really add 1 here. So if I have 4 cooling towers, that's producing up to 600 per second on water, which is actually... I mean, theoretically, it's exactly 500 to feed into this. But it's not exactly an efficient system because of the amount of fluid that goes into pipes. I'm going to close this off here. I'm going to do this, as ugly as this looks, and make enough sinkholes to destroy all of the water. Sinkholes. So 500 per second means 9. Nine minimum. Okay, that should make sure that it also appears as if I simply just don't have enough inserter speed as well. So let's grab some inserters. Oh, inserters? Wherefore art thou? Bum. Bum. Hey, there's the massive line of the copper plates coming down. Now that I've fixed things. Okay, so these 3 apparently are still running out of combustion mixture, but now I shouldn't have to worry about these not operating at peak efficiency. Outside of you, who will need another inserter. Everyone has 2. I have to remove one of you because clearly they're consuming too much combustion mixture, I think. Because if I add this 3rd... Oh, no, it looks like it's Yeah. So having the third consumes more than what I'm producing of the combustion mixture. So I can only really have the 2 for my 3 here. Now one thing I'm pretty sure that I know I have, I'm pretty sure I have the ability to add more of these. Like I have the hydrogen to fuel more of it, but I want to see about what's going on down at my other power production and seeing if there's any issues down here. I will have to add something somewhere. Let's make that completely clear. Something needs to be added somewhere for additional power production. Okay, you are fueling just the one. I have 2 of you. Eating excess syngas. Interesting. I'll add that there, but I actually need more than just these 2. So yet again, I am in a situation where... Let's do this way. Alright, that will now be able, theoretically, to get things done the right way. It actually seems like I need more than 2 on the Coke, but why? Why would I need more than 2 of these on the Coke? Don't know. And do you run out of combustion mixture? You do. Technically. How is my syngas? Are you burning? No, you're not. So I can't really add another one of these. That would not be a good idea. I do know I have a lot of coal gas, though. So I could increase my production of syngas. And then add another one of these. that is an option. And then looking here, I apparently have... Why is there even any in here? Because it's not being... Oh. That's dumb. Like, that's incredibly dumb. Okay, same issue is also here. With water. Oh, and then of course this was a fully closed system, I think, or something like that. Let's not make it fully closed. I need another water tower, because I need 3 water towers. Hello, tech. Sure, get the speed now. Boom. That connects that to the rest of the system. Only issue is then I need to connect to here. Whoa. Coke? Hello? Where's all my Coke? Okay, let's get Coke. This'll be tricky. That should help a lot. Come on down, Coke. Then, of course, as per usual... Oh, what the? What happened to my demand? Oh, this is now... Something's cut off. Yeah. Yeah. Boink. Boink. One network, please. That would help. If this was, you know, one big network of power generation. I also know that these two machines can only really feed one if it was running at full power, at full bore. And that, as they say, is that. I've basically the only things that I've done here, I didn't even increase. Oh my. So I didn't even add anything to my power production. Okay? Nothing was added here outside of one cooling tower in all 3 spots that I'm doing energy production through aromatics. Now, I know if I add a third one of these to burn even more aromatics, which it does look like I have the ability to because I am producing a lot of aromatics, I would be able to add this second combustion turbine. So, excellent! This is really nice. I like. However, wasn't I at like 90 megawatts? Why am I now down to 60? I don't know. Let's find out. What is not moving that was moving before? Copper! Because, yet again... Did I, like, Shift C or something up here? I don't know. Car... Why does this keep being a problem? Well, there is a means of a solution to this. Ah, hello. Next. I am happy to report that there technically is a solution. Interesting how I still haven't really gotten around to really doing anything on the Circuit 2s yet. I have just been... This entire video slash stream so far has just been fixing things that were wrong. When I sort of started to wanted to work on adding things. Well, anyway. I also need to mine rocks at some point. Need to mine zinc at some point, I think. Ooh, a bit of quartz here. Good to know that that's relatively close to where I am processing quartz currently. Gosh, and this is the speed with the boost to speed, anyway. With the boost from the belt, I should reiterate. Okay, you. You're getting on my nerves. Here's what I'm going to do. That's one, and then... I can't do it on this side. Dang it. Ugh. This is so stupid. This is so incredibly dumb. So the idea here is that it adds a buffer so that it makes sure that this is always going to move, no matter what, always. "100% of time, this will move." Ay, 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 ay. I mean, theoretically, I don't need all this crap with the wooden boxes, but I'm just making doubly sure. And I know it's really dumb. It's really dumb. But I'll take what works. I shall take what works. Ooh, I'm even getting... Aha! I'm even getting some from the molten. Oh, but this isn't how I actually... This is not what I want. Absolutely not. This is not at all what I want. This is what I want. I want my copper backed up to the machine here so that... Because I don't need... Really, I don't need all of the extra molten, but I need to destroy the low-grade copper as best I can. It's the... I actually need to keep the low-grade copper moving, to the point where I'm actually considering burning the excess low-grade copper, just to keep things moving. So I'm gonna do exactly that. Let's add a few burners. Why do I need to keep things moving? Well, it's because if I want to keep my duralumin moving, I have to keep producing molten. And in order to keep producing molten, I need to keep producing grade 4 copper. In order for the grade 4 copper to move without there being a backup, I have to process my rejects. That is not optional. I have to process the rejects. And theoretically, I am able to process all of my rejects. The issue is, if the copper plates are backed up, I won't be able to process all of my rejects. And chances are I will need to have a lot more duralumin than I will copper plates, so if I want to keep making duralumin, I have to do something with either the excess copper plates or just these rejects. So excess rejects are getting burned, ultimately. And these will just make plates, and if there's a backup, there's a backup. I've got 5 burners going. That's enough to burn 6.67 per second, which is theoretically a lot more than what I'm producing, so hallelujah. That is that. I'd better not have to come back here, game. Where is car? Car is there. Please don't make me come back here, game. That is a lot closer to what I was expecting. Slash, what I knew the production, or the consumption, I should say, of my stuff was, my power consumption was. So, powerhouse. I need to pick up some steel. Sneezing. Sneezing today. Fortunately, I have not been coughing today, but I have been sneezing. Which, I think the sneezing is actually more a function of allergies. Although I'm not feeling stuffed up. So, I don't know. I could have sworn I was coming down with something. But I have been taking echinacea to hopefully help with that. In particular, not some off-the-shelf echinacea, but echinacea that my mother tinctured herself. That she made a tincture of herself. Because she's learning how to make tinctures and all of that other good stuff. Herbalist stuff. Now, say what you will about the effectiveness of these herbal remedies. What I do know is that taking the echinacea at minimum is a good way to clear mucus from your throat, because that's a pretty immediate effect. Now, whether or not that's the effect of the actual echinacea or itself, or the vodka that is part of that mixture, is another story entirely. Because, yeah, echinacea tincture is in vodka. It has vodka. Oh boy, that wasn't desired at all. Because that's another thing I sort of need to do, is run all of this coke down. Oh, and that was another thing. Yeah, the coal is running out, and the coal... it's feeding this, but it no longer really does need to... oh. Okay. I wanted to bring Coke in. Oh my, why? Why? Because not enough coal to feed the steam. Oh boy, okay. Shoot. Go, my lovely. Stop being fed by coal. Completely. I was here for something, but then got fully sidetracked. I was here for steel, first and foremost. For a powerhouse. I can shove some of these machines that I've picked up away because I'm not currently doing anything with them. Small parts. Starting to see the, or a primary reason why I have this Coke line now. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Boom. So in case you didn't notice, what this does ugh, I hate this, but do that. I will now be completely and boom. I need to filter Coke only down there, but see, this is a problem. This needs coal only to the right. And then this needs to not be filtered. Eventually this will only be Coke coming down, but I need to get the coal out of here. Now, do I, like, need coal itself? I don't think so. This is just to fuel this. These should be moving again. Hello? Really? You've got two that are running at max? Wait. Oh. Where's your steam coming from? This line, which is coming from just this one. Oh. Yeah, that is necessary. Necessary and required. There we go. Now, eventually, this will all just be, you know, dead, but for now, it's okay. It is okay. Okay, all of the coal is gone from this, so I can now make that a little bit simpler. But still not enough power generation. I suppose, cough cough. What excess? Yeah, I've got lots of... I've got these two going on oil, okay? Okay, so this is also going to need a water in. And it has a steam out. Okay. So this... It says better than steam engines, but... This makes steam, right? Yeah, this makes steam and not actual power. Fuel value, 1 megajoule. Great. Wonderful. So how many steam turbines does this fuel? Three? I would expect more than 2. And yes, I know this is not, like, ideal, but... Whoa. What? Again, shouldn't I be at 90? Ah! That! That is the backup I want. that is the backup that is desired. So up to 30 per second, this produces how much steam per second? I was muted this whole time. I put down one of these oil burners just to see. I'm concerned because I don't know how much steam is actually produced out of these to know how many turbines are produced. Yes, this is ugly, I know, but I just don't know how much the copper is backed up. Copper. The copper plates are backed up now, so I'm not consuming over 90 per second anymore. Yeah, and that is that. I am going to, at this point, take a brief break, which is why I noticed that the thing was freaking muted for a little bit. Few minutes. 10 minutes, I guess. But anyway, I will be back shortly after the break to actually get to working on circuits. Okay, I have returned from the break, and while I was taking the break, I realized, yes, the mic was muted, but it muted at the point that I did this. So it muted at the exact point in time that I reduced the AI scale, because that happens to be my button combination for muting, is the control and the minus sign. So yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, so that was the point. Not too much was missed. It was just me complaining about not knowing about the number of turbines needed for a oil burner boiler. An oil boiler. Now, what do I want to actually work on next for my glorious stuff, the glorious circuit 2s? Boy. It's hard to it's hard to decide where to begin exactly. Oops, oops. I'm moving things by accident. Always hard to decide. So, how about let's work towards nylon. Let's work towards nylon. So nylon will be... We'll start off with zip ears. Which means that we'll start off with stone wool and getting the artificial reefs, or whatever they're called, the zip ear reefs. if I have that. Right here, Zippier Artificial Reef. I just need to grab some apparently advanced assemblers and iron. Lots of iron. Apparently the Zippier Reefs are here? No, they are in high tech. Need more circuits. High tech. Zippiers. Alright, Zippier. Zippier. Okay, that's the footprint. That's a pretty good size footprint. Zippiers need and produce wastewater. They need pressured water. Pressured water is made in the pumps. Pumps! Where are my pumps? Beautiful, glorious pumps. Pressured water, requiring water in. Now, how much pressured water do you need per second? Per thing? 10? This is 80, so one of these can do 80, just needs 80 per second on water as well. So that is all well and good. Saline water, though. What process do I want to do to get to saline water? Let's, back out of things, find saline water. So, stone, one option. Salt and water is what I think I actually want to do in a chemical plant. A vanilla chemical plant for this. Yes, let's frack saline water to produce 250 units per second. Yeah, so I'm going to do salt and water. This is going to give me a reason for grabbing salt. And then stone, like, Faugwe substrate I am producing. I will produce more of. In fact, I should actually just have a spot to make it. Just have a dedicated spot to make the substrate in its own little machine. Set of machines, and then outputs, inputs and outputs somewhere. My lights are flickering. I do hope the power does not die. Or the internet does not die, for that matter. That would be rather unfortunate. So what salt am I going to tap? It appears as if I have... There are two valid options, actually 3 valid options. There's this one, and this one. Now, in terms of where I'm going to be processing this salt into salt water, I think this is the most convenient. This is the most convenient one. just for where I'll be processing stuff. Yeah, what is with the lights not or the lights flickering? I don't know. I don't know why my lights are flickering. Part of me doesn't really want to know, but anyway. Hope there's no issues. While I'm here. La -dee 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 -da. There we go. I'm not bothering with the salt right there at the moment, just because it's in the path of my bus and I'm going to eventually be covering over it anyway at some point. What I will need, though, is power to here. What is the shortest distance? Here to here or here to here? I think here to here. Next question is, do I have saline water on my bus? I think I do. And you need nothing extra. You just... Oh, you need fuel. That's what you need. Okay. Whoa! 10 per second. Three of these is a red belt. Or 2 yellows. Oddly enough, I tapped the one that was the highest density. That is not actually 10 per second. This is 5 per second. Mining time. Mining time. That makes 6 of these a red belt. That makes 5. 3 of these is a yellow. I need another salt mine. Where even are those mines? Yeah, right here. Which reminds me, I should work towards molten steel at some point. Let's see, you are 370 and you are 359, so I will, of course, tap this one. Okay. Fuel. Oddly enough, I didn't realize that these didn't need electricity to operate, but needed fuel. But I still ran the power out here, so it's fortunate that I ran the power out here because I need the power for the inserters. I've got fuel. Do I just go down here and mine coal and fill this from local coal? I think so. I think I just fuel this locally with this coal right here. I've got the thingies, the drills. I mean, it's not a dense ore patch. Gonna throw that out there. This is nowhere near remotely close to an adequately dense coal patch. But it will do. I don't foresee needing a lot. Is that 10? Yes. Good. That was not a power thing, was it? Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, excuse me, but no. Run this belt up, grab some additional wood in case I need more power poles. I'm just gonna run the power poles up to where I have my power. And I know that my belt is exactly next to you know, my voice is getting tired. Of all things, at the moment, I'm feeling it in my throat. I think this might be one of those symptoms of starting to come down with a bit of a cold or something or other, but my voice is taxed. I can feel it. And I don't know why. You would think after streaming for 3 hours a day, what was 5 days a week into 6 days a week would sort of train the vocal cords to be used to this, but I mean, if you're sick, that is an explanation. So as soon as this coal makes its saunters on up and over to feed these, because, I mean, I am just assuming that this is not going to require any major, like, amounts of fuel to do this work. Anyway. Now I have to, turn salt and water into salt water. Ain't that gonna be glorious? Oddly enough, if I'm not mistaken, up here I have water that I brought down on the wrong line, I think, maybe? I don't know. No, I brought water down. Here. Yeah. I brought it over to here. Okay, this is limited by phosphoric at the moment. Good to know. Give me pipes. Oh, right. I sorta need to do a switcheroo. No. How am I going to do this switcheroo? I guess that's like the only real way. Because alternatively it's like you go like that. Just like so. And I can't do any underground here if I want to actually use this as a lane. Okay, the salt is here. The salteth shall floweth. In chemical plants. Standard chemical plants. What's my line? Huh. This is all vanilla. This is all vanilla. All of this is vanilla. Except the addition of rayon and zinc on batteries. This is all vanilla. And this additional acid gas. Hey look, it's Kevlar. It needs nylon. Why do you need lamp? It's like, okay, heat plus hydrogen plus chlorine is what this, I guess, signifies. Lamp for like photon energy, but eh. I'm gonna end up getting hydrogen chloride, I think, in some of the processes that I'll be doing later. One of these produces 50 per second. Using 5, I want 3 of these. Yeah. Cool beans? Cool beans. Boom. Ba-boom. Correction. No. Sadly, this will not work. Ever, very, very sadly, it will not work. This, however, will work. And the reason why a single blue fast inserter will not work is, if I bring up the inserter information, which I have bookmarked, at my current capacity bonus of 2, a fast inserter will move 4.62 items per second by itself. So I need, at minimum, 2 inserters to feed one of these. It would be another story if I had if I had stack inserters, but I don't. So I have to use more than one. But because of the pipes, I can't use more than one. So if I wanted to add more inserters, I would have to use the red inserters. The red long-handed inserters move at 2.4 items per second each. So in order to be above 5 per second, I need 3 of them. And just because 3 of them, it looks like fills up the 3 tile width of each of these, it ends up not having any space between those. So that's that explanation out of the way. Bum. Bum. Car? Let me just bring this back. Start running my belt. My beautiful, glorious belt. Now, if I did this correctly, which there's always the chance of failure, this should line up perfectly with my output of salt. Of course there's one in the way. And I did not do this perfectly. Actually, it's because I'm using the long-handed inserters that it's not perfect. It was perfect if I could use a single blue fast inserter. It would have been perfect, but since I'm not, it's not. Yeah, this goes through a fair amount of coal. I'll be completely honest here. That goes through fuel pretty fast. Okay. Power. Now, I am making saline water way down here. Here. In this process, to make this stuff. However, I am currently killing extra saline water. Unfortunate. So that means that I have a spot on my bus for saline water. I'm not currently using chlorine either, so I don't need that. I think I just don't need this, but I still need something to use to basically void rocks. So I'm going to keep this here as is for now. So I get to come up with an extra spot on my bus. That's taken by water. I guess it's this one. I guess it's the next one. Yeah. That is the next one. Now, realistically speaking, where I'm going to be actually using this saline water will be further down the bus. This will be where I do my other stuff with the Zippier and all that nonsense. It's noon! Which means it's been 2 hours of streaming at this point. Minus the break. Alright, that's enough of that. So, mushrooms are probably not run all the way out here. That is one thing that I want to do next. One thing I also want to do is come over here and say, you are going to output priority left. Oh, hey, kitty. Hello, Cole. How you doing? Came rubbing up against my legs. Oh, right. It's noon. And you know what that means? Kitty is hungry. Kitty is hungry, but he's not going to be eating until after my stream. So, yeah. I'm here to pick up these. Then circuits, stone. What are you doing under my desk? Yeah, you're looking at me. Come on, out from under that desk. Come here, you. Come here, my baby. This is the baby. Yeah, this is the baby. This is Cole. Say hi. Say hi, my sweet. Say hello. Yeah. My sweet. That's my sweet. Come on, right up there. Right up there. Yeah. If you want to leave, then you can leave. That's my sweet. Okay. Moving along. Circuits. Yeah, circuits. You. Do. I was looking at foundries, wasn't I? Like a dummy. Don't need the stone. Yeah, that's my sweet. Yeah. Oop. Shrooms. Glorious shrooms. Yeah, you gotta get your butt running all the way down this bus. Oof. Moving right along. Now there are some gaps that I could... Oh boy, that, you see what ended up happening? The game, hiccuped on UPS and it skipped frames. It skipped frames on me! See, I could do like the thing there. Ooh, I'm not actually researching anything right now. Grab that. Huh? There. It's like, wait, what? That doesn't look right. That didn't look quite right. Oh, I love the sight of Duralumin. Glorious Duralumin. It's beautiful. Makes you feel accomplished when you see this much of it. Alright. You. Person was complaining about not using these. Well, guess what? I'm gonna start using these. plenty of coke. Coke I have, fortunately enough. Huh? Frankly, I don't know how I'm able to do that by sight, but without actually, like, counting. Let's just leave that at that. Yeah. Experience. That'll be the excuse. Yeah. EXP. EXP is the excuse. So I need a... Okay. Here's what's what. I sort of need the coke on the outside. And I need the Faugi on the inside. Now, unfortunately, that means having to do this shenaniganry, but in the end, what I really need is I need a blue there and two reds. No, only one red, right? One, yes. And this is because, as I had said before, I mean, otherwise I would have needed two reds and blue. Or even three reds would have done it, but this is the lowest number inserters to feed this thing. And then I'm going to need a blue minimum out, but... There's always a but. A, I have to deal with this stupid line. B, I've got to deal with balancing. So, if I'm going to deal with balancing, that means I'm going to do this. And two of those should be enough. Hey, just in time, Faugi. And this Faugi's substrate gets used in the Zippier carcass recipe that we'll be doing. That is the next thing that we need this substrate for. But it's also used in biofilm, which is lime, organic matter, and rayon. And it'll be used for alien bacteria. Mark 1! Whatever that's used for. So biofilm can apparently be used to make water out of wastewater, which we're about to be making wastewater, hint hint. It can be used in acid gas from biofilm and tailings. Cold, clean air. Okay. Eventually coke. High-grade nickel. Yellow cake. Okay. Relesia extract. Well, alright, let's just say that biofilm will be used for many things. It will be used in many things, and the initial recipe Won't I be doing this? But the initial recipe is what I'll be able to do first. Technically now. Yeah, my sweet. You getting up? You leaving me, kitty? Or are you gonna, like, go walking in front of my keyboard like you usually do? So when it comes to... Yeah, he wants to walk in front of my keyboard now and be like, hey, I'm hungry here. It's time for you to get up. No. 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 Boy. Anyway. Sure. Bus. What's a free lane? The lane directly next to... Oh god. This guy. Oh no! Need underground. Now, where exactly I'm doing Zapiers? Probably a little bit further up. For now, though. Stone wool. Stone wool needs to be in an automated factory. Hello, tech. Explosives. Sure. Yes, kitty, I see you. Standing there, just looking at me. Hunger in those eyes. It would just be faster if I just search for stone. Wait, what? Ah, that's why. High pressure furnace. Stone, coke, and steam in a high pressure furnace. Sadly, my high pressure furnaces have been stored. Next question, when I put one of these down and have a look at consumption rates and production rates, 0.03 per second? I see. Lasers, go. Now, what about when I need to make blood? Hey, where is that recipe for blood? It's Sapir rendering. 4.5 per second on blood. Then I have to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with bone, skin, and meat. This is actually going to be used to make, like, collagen and lard and stuff like that, but... I need blood for blood meal. Blood meal... Apparently not in one of those. Blood meal. In an evaporator. Okay. In an evaporator, I'm apparently missing / short on a circuit board. Circuit board, okay. Evaporator. What do you have to say for yourself, evaporator? Salt from saline, okay. Tailings, dust from tailings, plus acid gas, which I can make acid gas into sulfuric acid, so that's a thing. That's one way to get sulfuric acid if you don't have sulfur. Urea from wastewater. That's handy. Then you use these for the nexolite from tailings. But what I'm interested in is this. So an evaporator brings in 1.88 per second of that stuff, making 0.13 of blood meal. And then from there, it's bring up my to-do list, bring up nylon. If I wrote anything on it. No, I didn't write anything on it. Blood meal from fiberboard and blood. Nylon, so for reference, nylon is chromium, blood meal, phenol. Chromium plus blood meal plus, and that's chromium plates, by the way, plus phenol plus CO2 and steam. That is the recipe that I'm planning on using for nylon. So the blood meal is directly used in the production of nylon, which means of course, nylon. What are you actually made in? A mixer. But of course, in a mixer. Give me the thingy. Fusion needs titanium plates. Which my titanium plates are right there. Close enough. Close enough away. Hello, tech. That, sure, why not? Mixer. Glorious mixer. What, production? Let's actually determine how much nylon do I want to make. Because, Alright. Nylon is used for both the nylon parts and the Kevlar, so... And it's used directly in diodes as well. So I'm going to need, like, lots of this. Oh, I guess that's not transistor 2, that's just transistor. Oh boy, so that unlocked mill science for me, which is going to be the primary consumer of lead, just an FYI. Oh boy. I'll be needing this for Power Armor Mark II. And that's about it. Gates, sure, why not? Don't really need them, but oh well. Mixer. Lard. Glorious lard. Remember that I need etching. I do need the etching solution, so I will need lard. Oh, I guess I will also need salt. Because I'm going to be doing this sodium bisulfate stuff to get to, something or other. Moving on. So there are 2 recipes for nylon. This one is 5 every 6 seconds, and this one is 6 every 10 seconds. This one is benzene, which, I mean, granted, I could get benzene relatively easily, but, you know, I'm going for the better process here. I'm going for the better process, which is chromium, blood meal, phenol, carbon dioxide, and steam. Glorious 165 degree steam, specifically, which is from a boiler. Now, one of these machines will produce 0.83 per second. Ooh boy. Let's go for... Let's not go for a yellow belt of it, but let's go... Let's check Kevlar and small... and, like, nylon parts for what they consume each. So... that's a 1.5. Ultimately, I'm making printed circuit substrate 2 out of this. So that's going to be in a PCB factory, which is in high tech. Apparently not. The chip shooters here. There it is. PCB. Rocks. And an absolute crap ton of iron. Over 500 units of iron. There. Right there. And then rocks for some reason. For some reason. Almost out of tech. To tech. Almost out of text to tech. Let's just say I'm going to have one PCB factory making circuit substrate 2. So let's figure out how much nylon that I need to feed this guy. Whoops. There was a thing in the way. And I suppose I should also make a chip shooter. Oh. Oh. That's gonna be more of a hike. That will be more of a hike. For now, though, let's grab you. Printed circuit substrate 2, which will require etching solution. One of these is going to produce 0.3 per second. Interesting. It'll need 1 per second. So 2 feeds 3, huh? I might be targeting 3, but we shall see how much printed circuit substrate I need for circuit 2s. All of this is just figuring out how much of some stuff I want. Going through the Zapier processing. So here's these. Chip shooter. I mean, let's take a gander at this PCB factory that's making my substrate 1s. This is producing 0.2, so I mean, that's low enough. I technically need 1 more for feeding this, because it needs 0.25. Off we go. Back to the races. Do I have like 3 cars? I think I have 3 cars now. Just so we're clear. Pretty sure I have 3 cars. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, chip shooter. On circuit board 2s. We'll end up making 1 per second. That's not too bad for a single chip shooter, and it's 0.2. What is the max production on a circuit 1? 1.25 per second. One per second, a 0.2. Now, if I tried to make this 2 ratio, which seems rather difficult, I'm gonna do... Well, what I wanted to know primarily was that one of these would feed one of these, or if it's slightly insufficient as with the circuit 1s. And it looks like it's fine. However, I probably want 2 of these. Minimum, if not 3. So let's plan around having 3 chip shooters. In the end. And let's actually grab the materials and make those chip shooter machines. Alright. So, if I'm planning around having 3 of these chip shooters, that means I need 0.6 on here. The one thing to look for is that optical fiber, I think, which uses the... Yeah, it's the optical fiber and the diodes that use nylon. So, diodes are made in electronics factories. I need even more iron. Wonderful. Wonderful, beautiful. I'm okay making these machines just because I'm going to be needing these machines. So I may as well make them now and plan out how many things that I need of everything. Even though I'm not particularly worried about final placements of everything yet. I do still want my electronics factories, because I know I'm going to need quite a few of these, actually. Just so that we're clear, nylon is... nylon. It's also apparently used in the production of plastic through refined syngas plus nylon. But that's another story entirely. It's used in Kevlar. Kevlar is made in chemical plants. It's used for parts, it's used for transistors. Transistors is important, so I will... And in electronics factories, so that's diodes, transistors, and Kevlar for optical fiber. Or optical cable, whatever it's called. Because this needs optical fibers, yeah. So it's the transistors, diodes, and optical fibers. And printed circuit substrates, yeah. So basically, lots of nylon is required. The chemical plants, you make Kevlar from things. No idea about TPA or PPD, but I'll worry about those later. That looks like it's just a recoloring of the Thalgay substrate from pink to yellow. Yes, I consider this more pink than red, but PPA is this sprite just changed color. Anyway, outside of that, this needs... I need to determine how much Kevlar I need for one. So, Kevlar is used in the production of... the optical fiber. What is this made in? Regular assembling machines, okay. Optical fiber plastic. Wait, what? Optical fiber. It's Kevlar coating. Okay, so... boy. Let's go down this chain now, shall we? 1.2. 1.5. Excellent. If I can feed one machine making optical fiber, I will be good. This needs 0.5 per second on that stuff. What is that stuff? This stuff. This needs Kevlar coating. I need 0.5 per second. Well, that just happens to be a 1-to-1. Okay, now, ignoring the ally, go into the Kevlar coating. The Kevlar coating, also a 1-to-1. That is highly convenient. Thank you. Please don't touch this. Ever. This is highly convenient. Please do not touch this ever. To Kevlar. 0.5. 0.5 on the Kevlar. Okay. So now I know I need 0.5 per second on the Kevlar. One machine will feed 0.5 on the Kevlar. Cool. That will end up resulting in enough Kevlar for one of these machines that can potentially feed 3 chip shooters. Excellent. So that tells me that as long as I have enough, and this is a 1-to-1, so as long as I have 0.5 nylon, so again, just reiterating here, I'm trying to calculate exactly how much nylon I need to feed 3 chip shooters of circuit board 2. So 3 production machines of circuit board 2. How much nylon do I need? In which case, I need 0.5 to make a sufficient amount, 0.5 per second to make a sufficient amount of Kevlar to eventually make a sufficient amount of optical fiber to feed this. I actually need less than 0.5, technically speaking, because this only needs 1.2, not 1.5, but you get what I mean. If I calculate to 0.5, I know I'll have more than enough, and I will probably also need the optical fiber that I have in excess of this for other processes, and it will be easy enough to account for, hey, if I want to double my optical fiber production, if I add another 0.5 on the nylon, and I can end up doubling all this at some point anyway, so, and be fine. Moving on, so now I'll make a note in nylon. So optical fiber needs not 0.5 per second. Diodes. Diodes use nylon directly. How many diodes per second do I need? 1.8. 1.8, which is rather unfortunate. 0.6 to 0.8, that is... That is 3 to 4. Okay, 3 to 4. So if I need 1.8, or an extra 0.2 here. Let's just say I will need 1.5. To ease the calculations, I'll say 1.5 on here. So, diodes needs 1.5 per second. Transistors. I need 1.8 Technically speaking, if I divide 1.8 by 5, that would be the exact amount, which is 0.36, but this is close enough. I will say that 0.4 is fine. If I go to here, it's multiples of point, or it divides into 0.5 easily. So if anything, I want to be on a multiple of 0.5. So let's just, for all intents and purposes, say that if I have 0.5, or no, I'll do this the correct way. I'll say 0.4. So transistors needs not 0.4 per second. Then I guess I may as well just say I need 1.8 here. That just leaves the parts. The parts for these, so I will have 3 of these in total, because 2 parts feeds 3 of these. Nylon parts, what else are parts used for? Oh, substrate 3, substrate 4, superconductor substrate, condo substrate, a whole lot of substrate. Wow. Hello, tech. So, you're saying that I probably want a lot more parts than what I'm producing of the circuits, right? Right. Either way, I am going to be producing 2 machines, which is a 0.6. That happens to go quite well with that 0.4. So, the nylon parts needs 1.6 per second. No, 0.6 per second. It's not 0.6. And this technically can go down to 1.5, so that is 3 per second in total. 3 per second. That is sad because the multiple is 2.5. Alright, well, I'll know I'll have enough nylon. So now I know the minimum amount of nylon that I need. The minimum to feed the amount of production that I need to feed into the amount of circuit 2s that I want at the moment. No need to overdo things by a ton. So, now I know that I want 4 mixers worth of these. So I will make a note that feeding 4 mixers of nylon production. That is the task. That is the task. Now, 4 of these will need 2 per second on blood meal. So now we're going to get into how many Zipir artificial reefs that I need in total. So I need 2 per second on blood meal. Where's my blood meal? Here. So I said 2 per second blood meal. Yes. 2 per second on blood meal is 16 evaporators. Oh boy. Okay. Yep, that top. So this is 16 evaporators of blood meal. Yep, 16 evaporators of blood meal. So I need 30 per second of blood. Oh boy. Blood. Need 30 per second of blood. How many artificial reefs is... Or, no, it's not artificial reefs. It's rendering. How much rendering do I need for 30 per second? 7 of these automated factories to hit at least 30. That is a lot of skin and meat and bone, but it's 0.53 per second. Let's see, so ultimately blood for the blood god. Need 30 per second of blood in 7 automated factories for Zipir rendering. And I don't have a thing noting how many Zipirs. So 0.53 per second is enough. So that means as long as I feed sixteen reefs, artificial reefs, will be good. 16 artificial reefs. That is the answer here. And that means, ooh, 5.33. That is more than what I'm producing there. So I need to feed 16 reefs. So feed 16 reefs of Zipir production. And then, of course, I will have to deal with bones, meat, and skin. So, haha, bone. Bones! Beautiful bones. I will need lard. That is for certain. Fertilizer could be useful, but, no. Lard. Bones and steam into lard in an FB reactor. Because remember, I will need lard for something or other in the whole process. I think lard is... I don't know. Lard. Alright, bone. Bone to lard. Lard is etching solution! Ah, etching solution. Right. So lard is etching solution, and that means So lard from bone. How much bone for lard? Now, lard has a number of recipes. I could even make it from Relesia and Faugi, but I have bone. I have lots of bone. Ooh, I can make it out of Muckmo pastures by adding all that stuff. But I need to do something to bone. And at the moment, lard is it. Lard is it. So, it's used in oleochemicals as well as the etching solution. Yay, etching. How much etching do I need, by the way? 5 per second on etching. And etching is in a what machine? Etching is in a mixer. A mixer. Glorious mixer. Oops. Small parts. Okay. Note, there's only 6 more minutes left in the stream, and this is all going to just be planning. I'm likely not going to be building, like, anything, and this will be what we do on Sunday, is going through Zapier stuff, and maybe other stuff if required. Still needs more of those. I'm just primarily getting counts and things. Counts and things. And/or things. Come on. Make the thing. Make the thing. Etching solution. Oh yeah, that's great. That's fine. I only need 5 per second on etching. In the end. I only really need 5 per second. For this, anyway. I don't know if etching solution is needed for much of anything else that I can currently do, anyway. Yes, it is. It is used in the silicon stuff. Oh, look, I need to mine zinc. Great. Wonderful. And do other quartz processing. Silicon comes from apparently coal dust and pure sand. Also, proton donor into coal. Which I need. Circuit 2s for particle accelerators, by the way, so let's not even consider that. Pure sand and coal dust. Oof. Alright. Yeah. Let's not worry about this, doped silicon. Oh yeah, rare earth. I'll need that too. The reason why I'm concerned a little bit is because, yeah, heavy N, light N, and P. Light N, Cermet, and P, and oh look, rare earth. Rare earth oxides. And then if I had a look at the cap to the inductor 2 and the resistor 2. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. How much cap to? It's 3 per second. So that's 1.5 of these. Wait. 3 per second, really? That's 6 of these, okay. Little bit of aluminium pulp, and boric acid. Quite a lot of tin cable. My goodness, that is a lot of tin cable. Plates and cap ones, which, yeah, it's fine. That's easy enough. How many? Oh, these guys, 2.4, 2.4, 2.4, 2.4, 4.8. Alright, actually. 2.4, 2.4, 4.8. 9.6. Ferrite is the one odd thing there. And then this guy, 9 per second. That is a lot. A lot. 9 per second. 12. That is a lot of cermet. Ferrochromium. Alloy. Lots of boric. Lots of boric. Ooh. 240 on the boric in total. Anyway, that is, I think, where things are going to be ending off here for the day. After getting all sidetracked and stuff. Next time I'm going to be doing the Zapier stuff and things and doing more figuring out of stuff going into the Circuit 2 production, because holy crap, this is a lot. I will need to do some a lot of additional mining, by the way. There's a lot of back-end stuff to do. I'm going to assume that this is going to take at least 15, if not more, hours just to set up Circuit 2's. 15 more hours than what I'm currently doing right now and what I'm at. I will definitely be way past 50 hours. I will be at probably, let's say the goal to have the Circuit 2's finished and set up, just with how complex they are, is 75. Let's say within hour 75, I want my non-zero amount of Circuit 2's. Anyway, we have reached the end. What did I actually get done today? Technically speaking, I actually got done some additional Falgi substrate production. What I actually got done was I fixed some water issue, partially fixed the water issue for making the glass, so now I had plenty of glass. Note that it is only a partial solution. I still need to add one more line. I briefly muted my mic, but yeah, I did put an oil burner here and tried to figure out how many steam engines one of these is supposedly supposed to feed. Added some radars up here so we can actually, you know, see stuff backing up. I fixed a few issues here with this. Okay, so you're producing too much hot air. That's fine, because all this is backed up and it's not really moving too much. And I am backed up on the molten copper, which is fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Oh, look, it's a big copper monolith. Alright, good. Right where I am processing all of my copper. So yeah, I fixed issues. That's what I did today. That was the primary thing. I added this water line going down there. I fixed this. There's a problem there that I fixed. There was a problem feeding in titanium hot air that I also fixed. And while I haven't cleaned up this copper line today, I'll get around to it, I guess, when I need the space. I feel like progress has been made. Rather importantly, I improved my power production by adding cooling towers and using proper numbers of combustion turbines for the most part. I mean, I shouldn't have 2 here either, but you get the point. I needed to have an extra cooling tower in all 3 of the locations of doing powerhouse combustion mixture stuff. And yeah, then I started to go through and start calculating out the stuff that I need for Circuit 2s, which... yeah, all this stuff is needed for Circuit 2s, and I'm not even going through the... this isn't even everything here on my to-do list. So, with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat, and I will see you all for more of the Pyanodon's playthrough on Sunday. I will, of course, be back tomorrow with more of the Angels playthrough. I hope to see you all on the next one.